There comes a moment in life when the noise fades and all you're left with is silence. The kind that feels heavy, almost suffocating. You've given your best, you've tried, and yet it feels like life keeps asking for more. You wake up in the morning, and even getting out of bed feels like a battle. You look around, and nothing seems to move forward. You start wondering if it's even worth it anymore. That's the moment most people break. But it's also the moment that defines the rest of your life. Because when you feel like you have nothing left, what you choose to focus on next determines whether you stay stuck or rise stronger than ever before. Everyone goes through that season, the one where the fire burns low, where the people you trusted walk away, where your dreams feel distant and your motivation disappears. You feel like you've been emptied out. But here's the truth, you're not empty, you're being cleared. Life is creating space for something new to grow inside you. And the only thing that matters now is what you do in this moment. How you think, how you respond, how you choose to move forward when everything in you wants to give up. The strongest people you've ever heard of weren't born strong. They were built in moments just like this. They were broken, tired, lost, and uncertain, but they refused to stay there. They didn't wait for inspiration to come knocking. They focused. They took control of their mind, one thought at a time, and they built a new strength from the ashes of their old one. When life feels empty, focus is your survival tool. Because when your energy is low, you can't afford to waste it on fear, doubt, or regret. You need to direct it toward what will rebuild you. You may not be able to change what happened, but you can change what happens next. You can shift your attention to what still matters, to what's still within your control, to what still gives your life meaning. This is where character is born, not when life is easy, but when it's brutally hard. This is where you discover what you're truly made of. Because when there's nothing left to give, you find out what was real inside you all along. You find the discipline to keep moving, the vision that reminds you why you started, the gratitude that keeps your heart alive, and the courage to turn your pain into power. This moment right now is not the end, it's the turning point. And if you focus on the right things, even when you're exhausted, even when you're scared, even when you feel like you've got nothing left, you'll rise again. Stronger, wiser, unshakable, because life doesn't break you when you focus on growth, it remakes you. Thing 1, focus on gratitude. Remember what's still good in your life. When life starts to feel heavy, when the days blur together, and you find yourself staring at the ceiling wondering what's left to fight for, that's when character is tested. It's easy to feel strong when everything is working. It's easy to feel confident when life rewards your effort. But when you've given everything you have, and it still feels like it's not enough, that's when you meet your real self. That's when the quiet voice inside asks, will you stop now, or will you rise again? The truth is, everyone faces this point sooner or later. The feeling of being empty, tired, or broken isn't weakness. It's part of being human. But what you focus on in those moments determines whether you stay stuck or begin again. The first thing to focus on when you feel like you have nothing left is gratitude. Not the kind you write on paper for show, but the kind you feel deep in your chest when you realize that even when things fall apart, there's still something good left. There's still breath in your lungs. There's still a roof over your head. There's still a sunrise that showed up for you this morning. Gratitude pulls your attention away from what's missing and reminds you of what remains. Because pain makes you blind to blessings. When you stop and think about what's still here, what's still working, you start to see light in places you didn't before. You begin to notice the people who stayed, the lessons that shaped you, and the strength you've built just by surviving. Gratitude doesn't erase the pain, but it gives you perspective, and perspective is what helps you stand up again. The next thing to focus on is small steps. When you're drained, you don't need to move mountains. You just need to move one stone. Progress isn't about doing everything at once. It's about doing one thing today that makes tomorrow a little easier. You don't have to rebuild your whole life in a week. Just start where you are with what you have. When you get out of bed when you didn't want to, that's progress. When you make your bed, go for a short walk, or drink a glass of water after a hard night, that's progress. Small actions seem meaningless at first, but they stack up. Over time, they create momentum. The secret is to stop waiting until you feel ready. Action comes first, motivation follows. Once you take one small step, something shifts inside. The heaviness starts to lift, and you begin to see that maybe, just maybe, you're stronger than you thought. Then there's discipline. When emotions are all over the place, discipline becomes your anchor. Motivation fades, feelings change, but discipline is steady. Discipline says, do it anyway. It says, you made a promise to yourself, so honor it. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel, it asks what needs to be done. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Even when you don't feel like working, showing up matters. Even when you feel lost, doing the next right thing matters. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you take control of your life again. Discipline reminds you that you still have power. You may not control the outcome, but you can control your effort. And effort, repeated daily, rebuilds confidence. It rebuilds trust in yourself. You stop waiting for circumstances to change because you realize you can change your results. That's how you grow stronger while everyone else gives up. When things feel hopeless, it's easy to forget why you started. That's why you need to focus on the vision. Go back to the reason that made you begin in the first place. Maybe it was your family. Maybe it was your dream. Maybe it was the desire to live a life that means something. Reconnect with that purpose. Close your eyes and see it clearly. The person you wanted to become, the life you wanted to live, the feeling you wanted to have when you finally made it. When the days are dark, your vision becomes your light. It reminds you that the pain you're facing isn't the end of the story. It's just a chapter. The vision doesn't make the struggle disappear, but it gives it meaning. You start to understand that every sacrifice, every setback, and every sleepless night is a part of something bigger. You start to see your pain as the price you pay for a stronger version of yourself. Finally, focus on growth. Life doesn't break you to destroy you, it breaks you to rebuild you. Pain isn't the signal to stop, it's the signal to learn. The difficult seasons are the ones that teach you the most about who you are. They strip away the things you don't need and reveal what really matters. When you shift your mindset from why is this happening to me to what is this trying to teach me, everything changes. Growth means using your pain as a lesson. It means deciding that even if life hits hard, you'll walk out wiser. You'll use the struggle to sharpen your discipline, deepen your patience, and expand your strength. Growth turns heartbreak into resilience and failure into wisdom. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the moments that almost broke you became the moments that built you. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. You just have to focus on what's in front of you. Be grateful for what's still good. Take one small step forward. Stay disciplined when your emotions want to quit. Keep your eyes on your vision. Grow through every challenge. When you do that, even when you feel like you have nothing left, you'll discover that you have more strength inside you than you ever imagined. Because the truth is, you've made it through everything you thought you couldn't. And that means you already have what it takes to rise again. So stand back up, breathe, start small, keep going. You haven't lost everything. You've only lost what was meant to push you closer to who you're supposed to become. Your story isn't over. It's just getting real. And this time, you'll walk through it not as the person who's breaking, but as the one who's becoming stronger than ever before. Thing 2, focus on small steps. Progress starts with one simple move. When life starts to feel unbearable and you think you've already given all you could, that's when the power of small steps becomes your greatest weapon. In the middle of exhaustion, the idea of rebuilding everything can feel impossible. Your mind tells you it's too late, that you're too tired, that it's not worth it anymore. But the truth is, progress doesn't demand perfection. It only asks for one thing: movement. Even the smallest step forward carries the power to change everything. People often wait until they feel strong enough, motivated enough, or confident enough to start again. They believe that once they feel ready, they'll take action. But it doesn't work like that. Waiting for motivation is how most people stay stuck. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. You don't rebuild your life by giant leaps. You rebuild it one small, consistent step at a time. You don't climb the whole mountain in one day. You take a few steps, you rest, and you move again. Those tiny steps don't look like much in the moment, but they're what rebuild your confidence, your strength, and your direction. When you feel like you have nothing left, you don't need a grand plan. You just need a single move that shifts your state. It could be waking up early when you want to stay in bed. It could be cleaning one corner of your room, going for a short walk, writing one page, or doing one task you've been avoiding. The point isn't how big the action is. It's that you're proving to yourself that you're not done. Each small action whispers to your mind, "I'm still in the game." And that's what creates hope. There's something powerful about seeing yourself make progress, even in small doses. When you mark a tiny victory, your brain begins to trust you again. You start to feel control returning, and that feeling becomes addictive. You begin to understand that you don't have to win the whole battle today, you just have to win the next moment. The power of one simple move is that it builds momentum. Once you take the first step, the second step becomes easier. You build motion, and motion creates clarity. Suddenly, what looked impossible starts to feel possible again. Small steps also protect you from the trap of overthinking. When you're emotionally tired, your mind becomes your biggest enemy. It starts building fears, doubts, and excuses. But when you focus on small, doable actions, you stop feeding those thoughts. You turn your attention away from problems and towards solutions. The mind can't stay negative when it's busy doing something productive. Even when your progress feels slow, movement keeps your energy alive. Stagnation kills motivation, but action revives it. Every major success begins as a small daily commitment. The people who rise from difficult seasons don't do everything right. They just refuse to stop moving. They understand that consistency matters more than intensity. They don't try to change everything in one night. They improve one thing every day. Over time, those tiny efforts create massive transformation. It's not the big, dramatic changes that rebuild you. It's the quiet daily decisions that nobody sees. It's also important to celebrate every small win, even if it seems insignificant. When you're rebuilding yourself, progress doesn't always look glamorous. Sometimes it's just showing up when no one notices. Sometimes it's refusing to quit when quitting would be easier. But those moments are where your future self is built. When you recognize those small wins, you remind yourself that you're still growing, that the process is working, even if it's slow. Progress, no matter how small, still means you're moving forward. Remember that the power of small steps is not only about movement, it's about belief. Each small action rebuilds faith in yourself. Every time you follow through on a small commitment, your mind learns to trust your word again. And when you start to trust yourself, your entire life changes. Confidence doesn't come from knowing everything will work out. It comes from knowing you'll take action no matter how hard it gets. You might look around and feel like you're too far behind, that others are miles ahead of you. But comparison destroys progress. Everyone has their own timing, their own journey, their own battles. What matters is that you're still moving. Even crawling forward is still movement. Every small step you take today is a message to your future self that you refused to give up. When you look back weeks or months from now, you'll see that those small steps built the bridge from despair to strength. You'll realize that the moment you decided to move, no matter how tired, scared, or uncertain you were, was the moment your comeback began. It didn't happen when things got easier. It happened when you chose to act while they were still hard. So if today feels too heavy, focus on one thing, movement. Do one small thing that pulls you forward. You don't need to fix your entire life today. You just need to take a single step that proves you're still capable of progress. Because small steps, repeated with patience and purpose, become the foundation of massive change. You don't have to rush. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just move. Take that first small step. Because in that simple act, you'll find strength returning, purpose rebuilding, and life slowly beginning to work for you again. Thing 3, focus on discipline. Keep going even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And that's exactly where most people fall short. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's not opportunity. It's discipline, that quiet, consistent effort that happens when the excitement fades, when no one is watching, and when you least feel like doing it. Because here's the truth, learning anything fast isn't about speed, it's about consistency. You can't read a book in a day and expect your mind to change. You can't watch a motivational video once and expect to stay inspired for life. The secret to learning faster is showing up every single day, even on the days when your motivation is gone. Especially on those days. Motivation feels good. It gives you a spark. But discipline builds your foundation. Motivation is what starts the engine. Discipline is what keeps it running long after the fuel is low. And the reason most people never master anything is because they stop the moment it stops feeling good. They let emotion dictate their effort. Jim Rohn didn't. He believed in keeping the promise you made to yourself. Long after the mood in which you made it has left you. Think about this. Every expert you admire once felt the same resistance you feel. They had days they didn't want to study, practice, or read, but they did it anyway. That's what separates the masters from the mediocre. It's not talent, it's discipline. When you force yourself to keep going, even when you don't feel like it, something powerful happens inside you. You begin to train your mind to obey your decisions, not your emotions. You build what Jim called emotional maturity, the ability to act according to your values, not your moods. You stop waiting for the perfect time because you realize that the perfect time is whenever you decide to start. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every time you sit down to read for 30 minutes instead of scrolling your phone, you strengthen that muscle. Every time you study one more page, take one more note, or repeat one more idea, you're programming your mind to stay consistent. And over time, that consistency compounds into mastery. You see, the human mind learns best through repetition, not random bursts of effort, but steady, focused, intentional practice. The first time you read something, it's new. The second time, it's familiar. The third time, it starts to belong to you. That's how you memorize faster, through disciplined repetition. And discipline doesn't mean perfection, it means persistence. It means showing up for yourself, even imperfectly. Some days you'll read 1 page, some days 10. What matters is that you keep the momentum alive. Because once you stop, it's twice as hard to start again. Jim Rohn understood that discipline is freedom. It frees you from regret, from procrastination, from mediocrity. It turns someday into today. When you stay disciplined, learning becomes a part of your identity. You no longer have to force it. It becomes natural. You begin to crave growth the same way you crave rest. So, the next time you don't feel like doing it, reading, studying, or practicing, remember this: your future self is watching. Every act of discipline today is a gift to that future version of you. It's proof that you can be trusted with success. Because if you can't stay disciplined when it's hard, you won't be ready when it's easy. Jim Rohn didn't become one of the greatest teachers by chance. He became great because he disciplined himself to learn, to study, and to teach even when he didn't feel like it. That's the difference between average learners and those who master anything quickly. They show up no matter what. So don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the perfect day. The perfect day is the day you decide to show up even when you don't feel like it. That's how you learn faster. That's how you grow stronger. That's how you become unstoppable. Thing 4, focus on the vision. Remind yourself why you started. Jim Rohn often said, when the promise is clear, the price is easy to pay. That's the foundation of every great achievement, clarity of vision. Because when you know why you're doing something, the discipline becomes lighter, the struggle becomes meaningful, and the long nights of learning no longer feel like a burden. They feel like steps towards something bigger. Every person who masters anything has one thing in common: a vision that keeps them going when motivation runs dry. They have a picture in their mind of what life will look like once they've grown, once they've achieved, once they've become who they were meant to be. And that picture becomes their fuel. The truth is, learning is not easy. There will be times when you read a page and nothing makes sense. When you listen to a lecture and your mind drifts. When you feel stuck and wonder if it's even worth continuing. That's when your vision becomes your anchor. It's what pulls you back when everything else tries to push you away. Jim Rohn used to remind his audience that success doesn't come to the most talented. It comes to the most committed. But commitment doesn't come from willpower alone. It comes from purpose. When your why is strong enough, your how becomes automatic. You stop asking, do I feel like it today? And start saying, this is who I'm becoming. Ask yourself, why did you start learning? What's the dream behind the discipline? Maybe you want to build a better life for your family. Maybe you want to break a cycle of limitation and create something meaningful. Maybe you just want to know that you're capable of more. Whatever it is, hold it close. Write it down, see it every day, because when you lose sight of your why, you lose your direction. Jim Rohn understood that learning was never just about collecting information. It was about transformation. He didn't study to memorize words. He studied to change who he was. That's what vision does. It turns effort into purpose. It transforms repetition into progress. Every book you read, every lesson you take, every late night you stay up learning, it all becomes meaningful when it connects to your vision. When you remind yourself of your vision, you stop living by how you feel and start living by what you value. You no longer get discouraged by slow progress because you understand that every small improvement is part of a larger picture. You're not just learning words. You're learning wisdom. You're building character. You're preparing yourself for the kind of life you once only imagined. But here's the key. Your vision must be specific. Vague dreams don't motivate the mind. Instead of saying, I want to learn more, say, I want to master this subject so I can teach it to others and change lives. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, say, I want to earn enough to give my family security and freedom. The clearer the picture, the stronger the pull. Jim Rohn said, The walls we build around our vision are made of our own doubts. That's why you must protect your vision. Don't let distractions, comparison, or negativity cloud it. The world will try to make you forget why you started, but you must remind yourself daily. Look at how far you've come, not just how far you have to go. You're still standing. You're still growing. You're still showing up. That alone means something. And here's what's powerful. The more you stay focused on your vision, the more your brain begins to align with it. It starts noticing. It remembers faster, learns deeper, and connects ideas more easily because now it's learning with purpose. That's the secret behind people who seem to learn faster. They aren't just learning to learn, and they're learning to live their vision. When you hold your vision close, you begin to think differently. You start to act like the person you're becoming. Every page you read becomes a brick in the foundation of your future. Every lesson becomes a step toward the life you imagined. And every moment of doubt becomes another chance to remind yourself, this is why I started. So when the path feels long, when the progress feels slow, and when your energy fades, pause, close your eyes, and picture the end. See the version of yourself who made it. Feel the pride, the peace, the power. That image is not fantasy. It's your future self calling you forward. Jim Rohn once said, we all suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. When your vision is clear, discipline stops feeling like pain. It feels like progress. It becomes joy in disguise. Because every time you choose to keep going, you're saying yes to your vision and no to regret. So keep your eyes on the vision. Remind yourself daily why you started. Let that vision burn so bright that no setback can dim it. Because once you're clear on where you're going, every lesson, every challenge, and every late night of effort will start to make sense. You'll no longer be learning just for today. You'll be learning for the life you were meant to live. File. Thing 5. Focus on growth. Use pain as the fuel that builds your strength. There comes a point in everyone's journey where pain becomes unavoidable. The kind of pain that makes you question everything. Your purpose, your effort, and sometimes even your worth. You put in the work, you stay disciplined, you follow the plan, and still life knocks you down. It's in those moments when most people quit. But the ones who rise, the ones who grow into something greater, are the ones who learn to use pain as their teacher, not their excuse. Pain is life's way of demanding your attention. It's how you know you're being stretched. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in discomfort. When things go wrong, when people disappoint you, when your results don't match your effort, that's not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're growing. It's a sign that you're growing. The question is not how to avoid the pain, but how to use it. Think about it. Every strong person you admire has been through something that tested their limits. They didn't become strong by avoiding challenges. They became strong by walking through them. Every setback forced them to dig deeper, to find strength they didn't know they had. Pain shaped their mindset. It built their patience. It carved out their resilience. When you face pain, your mind gives you two options: stop or grow. Stopping gives you relief, but only for a moment. Growth gives you power, power that lasts. Pain is like the gym for your soul. Every time you push through it, you build emotional muscle. Every time you stay calm when things go wrong, you strengthen your mental endurance. And every time you choose to learn from what hurts, instead of running from it, you grow wiser. The key is to see pain differently. Most people look at pain and say, "This is too much." The successful person looks at pain and says, "This is training me." That shift in mindset changes everything. Because once you start viewing pain as part of the process, it stops being something you fear. It becomes something you respect. When you fail an exam, lose an opportunity, or get rejected, it stings. But that sting is information. It's feedback. It's life saying, There's something more for you to learn. Every setback carries a message, and only those who listen to the message grow stronger from it. Pain also forces reflection. When everything is going right, people rarely stop to evaluate their path. But when life hurts, you start asking deeper questions. You look inward. You become aware of what really matters. That's where wisdom is born, in reflection. Growth happens when you stop blaming the situation and start understanding what it's trying to teach you. Every obstacle that ever tested you was building something in you. It was developing character. It was teaching you discipline. It was showing you what kind of person you could become if you didn't quit. And that's the truth. Pain is not a punishment. It's preparation. Life isn't breaking you, it's building you. Remember, nothing meaningful grows without resistance. Even a seed has to push through the dirt before it sees the sunlight. That struggle doesn't mean it's buried, it means it's growing. The same goes for you. You may feel buried right now, but in reality, you're being planted. You're being prepared for something greater. Growth also comes from accepting responsibility. Pain often tempts you to blame others, to complain, to feel sorry for yourself. But those who grow see pain as personal accountability. They ask, what can I control here? What can I learn? How can I respond better next time? That's how growth happens, not by waiting for life to get easier, but by becoming stronger yourself. Sometimes pain reveals your limits. It shows you where you've been holding back, where you've been afraid, where you've been avoiding growth. Instead of running from those places, face them, step into them, because those areas of discomfort are exactly where your next level of growth lives. So every time you face a difficult situation and refuse to back down, you're expanding your capacity. You're proving to yourself that you're capable of more. It's easy to be calm when life is easy. It's easy to smile when everything goes your way. But real strength is built when nothing seems to work and you still choose to show up. Real growth is built when you could complain, but you choose gratitude instead. When you could quit, but you take another step forward. That's how people transform, by using the energy of pain to fuel progress. You might not see it now, but every painful experience is shaping you into a person who can handle greater responsibility, deeper relationships. The lessons you learn in the dark will become the wisdom that guides you in the light. The strength you build now will prepare you for what's coming next. And when you look back years from now, you'll realize that the things that once hurt you, most were actually the moments that changed you the most. You'll see that pain wasn't your enemy, it was your mentor. It didn't destroy you, it revealed you. So don't waste your pain, don't drown in it, use it, channel it, turn it into fuel. Because that's how champions are built, not in comfort, but in struggle. Every tear, every disappointment, every challenge has value when it's used for growth. Keep showing up, even when it hurts. Keep learning, even when it's uncomfortable. Keep believing, even when progress is invisible. Because the very pain you're feeling today is the reason you'll be stronger tomorrow. Growth isn't always loud or visible. Sometimes it's just you quietly enduring, learning, and becoming someone the old you could only dream of being. One day, everything you're going through will make sense. The dots will connect. The pain will have purpose. But for now, focus on growing through what you're going through. That's how pain becomes power. When you refuse to waste it and instead turn it into the foundation of your strength. There comes a time when every storm begins to fade, and what's left behind is not the same person who walked into it. You come out quieter, more aware, but stronger in ways words can't describe. You've seen what it feels like to have nothing left and still find a reason to stand up. That's the kind of strength that no one can teach you. You earn it. You earn it in the long nights when no one's watching, in the moments when your heart says stop, but your soul whispers, just one more step. When life empties you, it's not to destroy you, but to rebuild you with more purpose. The pain, the setbacks, the losses, they're all shaping you into someone who can handle what's coming next. Because the truth is, you were never meant to stay where you fell. You were meant to rise, to rebuild, to refocus, and to grow into a version of yourself that fear can't control anymore. So, when you feel like you have nothing left, remember what's still inside you. You still have your will. You still have your discipline. You still have your vision, your gratitude, your faith, your heart. Those are the things that can't be taken from you. Those are the things that keep you alive when everything else fades. Life doesn't always reward the fastest or the strongest. It rewards those who refuse to quit, those who stay steady even when the road gets dark. The moment you decide to keep moving, even in the smallest way, you've already begun to change your story. And one day, the pain you're feeling right now will become the reason someone else finds their strength. Keep your focus on what builds you. Keep your faith in what's ahead. Because the same power that helped you survive this far will carry you the rest of the way. You've made it through every difficult day before, and that's proof that you can do it again. This is not your ending. This is the moment you rise again, wiser, stronger, and ready to take back your life.